Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the Grade 3 Pucker Up, one of several graded stakes races on the signature day of the Arlington Park race meeting. It's Mr. D Saturday. Here's the feel for the Pucker Up. Race number 6, fillies, 3-year-olds, mile and an eighth on the turf. Very evenly matched group, Mike. The number 4, Flown, is the 3-1 morning line favorite. Finished ahead a couple of these last time out in the hot tooth. Ran pretty well, losing the next out winner, Core Values, kind of in and among horses before getting out late.
Yeah, true enough. She was a very short price in that race. I mean, all right, then I thought she ran fine in that race. At the end of the day, I think it's hard to really, make any excuses for her. She just got beat by a horse who, then came back and won another stakes race against the boys.
Timeform U.S. Pace Projector has a horse coming out of the hot tooth up front. That's Spritz, who was the pace presser in the hot tooth last time out. She's a mystery, very lightly raced daughter of Verrazano. She's done some good work on dirt. She's got some turf in her pedigree, Mike. I would not be surprised at all if she goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she shows speed in near there. And you're right, she does have a little bit of turf in her pedigree, so maybe she'll even handle the surface switch.
Oyster Box ships in for trainer Graham Motion, beautifully bred daughter of Tappet, 4th in the Grade 3 Regret last time out. That was a pretty good pace over a wet turf course, and she was last turning into the lane, swung to the far outside, picked up some horses at the end. She's rock solid. She's already a graded stakes place. I'm not in love with her, but she fits with this group for sure.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. I'm not in love with her either. I'll wait and see what kind of price she is. I do think she's a player in here, though, Dan. I mean, I think she's run some good races. The race 2 back at Aqueduct, I didn't think she had like a huge excuse in there, but she was wide all the way around the track. So maybe she had, something that you could build off of there. I just felt like she got too far away in the Regret last time. I'm not sure why they were last coming into the stretch, and I just think they left her with too much to do.
The 2 Time for Glory was taken for 20, 3 starts back at Churchill Downs. Just run well twice for 50, hit the board both times. And as you see on the pace projector, she has good tactical speed. It's just that she's taking a gigantic step up in class.
Yeah, I mean, a really big step up in class. I mean, I do think she's improved in her first 2 starts off the claim, but she hasn't improved enough.
Chad Brown always seems to do well on this day at Arlington. Sends in Shantasara, 2nd time North America. Let's watch her North American debut in the Boiling Springs, and she ran really well. It may not look like it on paper. Look at those fractions, folks. They almost went 26 for the opening quarter. She didn't break very well. This horse on the lead just got loose. I like how once she gets to the outside, she comes with a good run. This is an excellent prep for this race.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. It just felt like a race she really needed. Didn't break great, as you said, in very tight early in the race and a little bit hard to handle. She finally settled. She had a lot of work to do in the stretch, and once she got into the clear, she really ran and was a clear second in there. I wonder if she, maybe it's tough to say this with, Chad Brown shipping in here, but I wonder if maybe she doesn't get enough credit for that performance.
No knocks really on Flown, as we mentioned early on in the Open. I mean, she's been right there in her last 3 races. It's a shame she hasn't won any of them. She probably ran too well to lose in the hot tooth. Core Values, the horse that nipped her, came back to win a stake at Ellis Park with a 78 buyer. She has tactical speed. I'm not sure I would take her as the favorite, but she is a contender to be sure.
Definitely a contender. I'm with you. I don't know if she does go off as the favorite here, I'd probably look for somebody else to bet. But I mean, to me, she's basically run well in all of her races. Dan, again, I didn't think she had a big excuse last time, but she ran fine.
Double Blessed might have had an excuse. When 3rd in the hot tooth. Now, she was last. There wasn't a ton of pace going on, and the jock tried to save ground turning into the stretch, and Double Blessed was stuck behind a wall of horses, had to alter course all the way to the far outside, and once she was clear, she was running on at the end of that race.
Yeah, made up late ground in there. That was an okay performance from her. I guess my problem with her, Dan, is I don't like any of her other races enough to want to bet her in here.
Now, she's a Mysteries graded stakes placed on dirt, and only her 4th lifetime start. She was second to Army Wife, who's quietly carving out a very good year for Mike Maker. Not only did Army Wife win the Iowa Oaks, but also the Black-Eyed Susan. She's by Verrazano. I don't mind the Verrazanos on turf, but this Dam was a strong turf horse, and maybe that'll help She's a Mystery, a filly with upside, get over the top.
Yeah, Dam was a basically strictly a turf horse. She dropped a few turf winners as well. So this filly has the pedigree to handle the surface switch. And if she does handle the surface switch and gets towards the front in this race, Dan, she could be really tough.
No real excuses for Spritz last time out in the hot tooth. She was hustled out of there from post position 2. She wasn't fast enough to make the lead. She was sitting second. Now, the fractions don't look fast at all. The horse she was chasing ended up getting beat a million. Spritz briefly made the lead in the stretch. I think she tried her best. She was an okay 4th. If she can get close to a moderate pace, or if she's a mystery, doesn't go and Spritz makes the lead, her chances are enhanced at a price.
Yeah, that's what you would like about Spritz. Maybe she has a really soft trip up towards the front in here, and it makes a difference because, whether or not those fractions look fast or not last time, the top three finishers all came from out of it to fill out the trifecta. This horse was up there trying, doing a little bit of dirty work, Dan. Maybe she ran better than it looks.
And Mike, the key to the race is Serene. You're getting 10-1 on a Tappet filly that cost $800,000 as a yearling. And her last race was her first start off of a very lengthy layoff. And she chased a pretty good pace over the Arlington Park poly track, and she just blew them away in the stretch. She could be any kind.
She could. She got a much better trip last time than she got in her debut. Her only start as a 2-year-old. And I mean, she just crushed that field for the stretch. Now, the horses that she ran down that were in front of her on the pace, they totally stopped in the stretch. So it's not like Serene had to do any real work once she got into the clear. To me, that makes it hard to tell, how well she actually ran last time. It's at least worth pointing out that in her only start as a 2-year-old on turf at Saratoga, man, she was really, really green in that race and obviously needed the run.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the grade 3 pucker up. In hindsight, I should have rated your horse more highly considering she was up against it from a pace standpoint. And if she does go up to 4-1 on the morning line, that's very fair for a Chad Brown trained runner at Arlington.
Yeah, it seems very unlikely that you're going to get 4-1 on her. We'll see where she ultimately settles. I think she showed enough in her stateside debut that you could take her chances very seriously in here.
I respect the 1 and the 4. I'm not sure I want to take short prices on either. I'm hoping, as Mike mentioned, Spritz can get a soft trip up front and maybe try to create some separation turning into the stretch. 10-1 on the morning line. 7-1-4-5 for me, 3-1-4-8 for Mike. So the grade 3 pucker up on Mr. D Saturday at Arlington. Good luck.